Aloha, beautiful women! Welcome to the Women Unleashed group, my creative ohana. So happy to have you here. My name's Amber Quile Marleni Benici. Happy to host today, and we are having a really delicious, different conversation. We're going to be talking all about money. We're talking about money, about spirituality, about creativity, and you might be thinking, those things don't go together. But the whole conversation is, yes, they do go together, and we're going to talk about it. And I'm bringing my money girl on, who I adore. She is who I actually consider my money mentor, my money manifestation mentress. So happy to connect her and share her with you, but want to make sure you have your goodies that you're here for. So make sure you've got your creativity journal, whatever art journal you're working with today, any coloring goodies, your beverage of choice. Today I'm drinking Earl Grey tea. What about you, Denise? You got anything over there?
Water today.
Water
But
today.
Earl Grey is my favorite too. I'm really into Earl Grey.
Love Earl Grey. Love Earl Grey. So, ladies, let's go ahead and get present. We'll take our 3 deep breaths. So just close your eyes so we can gather all of our pieces so we can be super present and to hear really what we need to hear today from Denise. So let's go ahead, and anything that is tugging at you that's come before this session, anything that you're thinking you should have done or could have done better, any of those things, I want you to take a deep breath in. And for now, let's just release that. Let that go. Anything that you're worried about that's to come, that you're worrying or thinking about, I want you just to take a deep breath and imagine those things just floating away. And our last breath, we're going to inhale, smell this moment, gather all the pieces we might have left strewn about into this moment. Inhaling in. Exhaling. And here we go. But before we totally jump in, I want to tell you about Denise, about this amazing lady halfway around the world who I adore. She is, like I said, she's who I consider my money manifesting mentress. I think I call her mentress.
I love it.
She helps online female entrepreneurs really connect, tune in, create a new awareness about their money, about abundance. She's got 2 books. I wonder if I have my book over here. She's got she's got Lucky Bitch and then Get Rich Lucky Bitch. I got the Get Rich Lucky Bitch. Love that one. And which is all, she's super real. She's down to earth. You're going to get it. So she's not like snooty about money. She's just real about money, which I love about her. She helps people release their fears about money. So that's part of what we're doing today. We're going to be doing some releasing. Yes, let go of whatever the old story you have. She helps people set like really good premium prices for their services and really take back control of their money lives, right? So she's a multiple of things, including like an award-winning speaker. She's an author. She's an entrepreneur, and she really helps people move out of economy mindset into first class life, which I'm sure we could talk some about. And you can find her at luckybitch.com. Denise, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you everyone for having me. It's so exciting to be connecting with you. As you said, halfway around the world. I'm in Newcastle, Australia. And how cool is it that we can connect? So cool.
I love it. I love it. So I would love to kind of just jump right in. Let's go for it. Let's like dig in a bit. So let's start off with the conversation because we've got creatives here. We've got spiritual ladies. And there's this whole thing about sales and money that it's kind of like a dirty thing. So where do we start with that?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I think where we start is really identifying what your stories are, what each of our own stories are around money and our ability to earn it. So what I've found with a lot of creative entrepreneurs is that there is somebody in their life, or there are very strong memories in their life where someone has said to them, you can make money or you can do this creativity thing that you want to do, but you can't do both. It is a road and you have to choose. And the problem is a lot of us choose the road of money first, which means we go into jobs that we hate to pay the bills. We, some of us go into corporate and manifest illness and sicknesses because we're so unhappy and so blocked in our creativity. But then the people who are brave enough to go for that creative path, oftentimes they become the starving artist. They can't afford to really blossom and be in that creativity and abundance. So sometimes that manifests in resentment of your creativity, jealousy of other people making money from their art, kind of a self-righteousness. Well, at least I'm living a true and creative path, not selling out like those other people. And it really stunts your creative growth. And of course, there isn't just a one or the other. You can find ways to marry them together, but you have to examine your beliefs that you're allowed to have both and what that means for you to have both. So I think a lot of us have got beliefs about what kind of rich person we would be. And it's really important to think about that from a negative and a positive side. So an example might be that you have a fear that you are going to be rich and greedy, or rich and forgetting your roots, like rich, too big for your boots, that you will be a sellout, that you will only create crass commercial kind of creativity, that you will exploit people for money. All of those things are so important, and especially in the spiritual community as well. I think artists, and we covered that just then, but for the spirituality community, there's this sense that what we do, which is transformation for people, we think, well, I don't care about the money. I just want to help people. And of course, that sounds great because of course we want to help people. So it's a very socially acceptable way of living in our money blocks, right? Because we go, well, I'm not about the money like those other people. I just want to help as many people as possible. But the irony is, when you don't make money for what you do and charge beautifully as a very good, balanced energy exchange, you have very limited capacity to help people, because oftentimes you over-deliver, which means you can only help a certain amount of people one-to-one, and you chronically over-deliver, so you get burnt out and frustrated and all that kind of stuff. On the flip side of that, when you allow yourself to receive abundance for what you do, it frees up your time and creativity that then you can create other things for the masses for free. For example, free e-courses on your site, free meditations, free group healing sessions. You can write blogs and create articles and amazing things that people can consume for free. Or you can do a massive, big creative project like writing a book, which takes quite a long time, a lot of energy, and then people can buy it for, $10, $15. But without giving yourself permission to earn as well, you don't have any extra to create that. You don't have any extra to give, because you're just like constantly like scraping from the bottom of the barrel. So that's where we have to always start, is examine your beliefs. And we have to be ruthless about it, and we have to be very honest about it, because it's easy to go, well, I don't have any blocks. I'd love to make more money. Yeah, that's not very helpful. You have to go deep. Go deep and go ugly. Go ugly and go, what do I really truly hate about money? What's my worst case scenario if I made more money? And that's when you start going, my friends will hate me, my family will suck me dry, people will talk about me. You have to go deep and dirty, because that's the way through. That's when you can clear it and build a great foundation, and then you do all the other stuff like pricing and all that stuff, all that good stuff. But that's where we start.
Yeah, I love that. I noticed for me when I first was examining my beliefs in your money boot camp, stuff came up for me, especially around spirituality, that it was like unspiritual to make money, that I was like a bad person for that, wanting to make money. And that was like, oh, no wonder I'm having trouble making money.
Yeah, because why would you go against something that is so ingrained in you that it's bad, it's evil, it's greedy, it's unethical, it's environmentally damaging? There's a lot of beliefs that we've got to uncover, and it doesn't matter how small you think that they are, they're always worth clearing.
What about the belief that that if you have abundance, you're taking away from other people?
Wow, that's a great one. And say you're in the creative world, say you're an artist, you might have a belief that your success might take away from someone else. You might think there's only one room for someone like me, one spot, and if I take it, I'm going to rip away someone else's dream, or someone else has already done that, so I can't outshine them or anything like that. So I think that's a really common one, that this feeling that abundance is a finite resource, and you have to take your fair share. How funny is that for women too? We're so used to, it's like, don't take more than you need, just take your fair share. And if you've got extra, give it to someone else. Pardon me, I've got a bit of a cold.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's a really
women.
interesting one for women. Yeah, about giving, because it's like, it's so common just to give.
Give, exactly. And especially if you're a mom as well, you're so used to giving to everyone else and not receiving in return. And that starts from when we're little girls, and it takes a while. So don't beat yourself up that you've got money blocks, because it's decades and decades and generations of conditioning. So it's not going to take 5 minutes to clear it.
Wait, what? You're not just like going to give me some magic pill and I'll be like, ah!
Oh my God, I wish. I still work on my money blocks every day, because there's new layers to uncover. There's new nuances. There's new stories that I'm like, oh, I didn't realize that was a thing. And sometimes you don't uncover them until you're in action. It's, if you're sort of sitting there at home, never taking any action, never putting yourself out there, never stepping into fear, it can be kind of hard, because it's theoretical. You go, well, maybe I've got money blocks, but oh my God, put yourself out there, do some creativity, step up in the world, your money blocks will find you. Don't worry.
They'll hone in on you. They're coming for you.
Yeah, they won't stay hidden for long, but they will if you kind of sit there and try and intellectualize it. You have to be in action.
Yeah, I love that. It's really interesting when I think about, money blocks, talking about artists and creativity. And I've part of, for me, when I started charging, well, actually the first thing I just did a blog post about this to my people. So I want to touch on this, was the whole decluttering thing. After I did like money boot camp, I was like, I did some decluttering. It was like immediately there was like a $3,000, I sold a painting. I had like a private client come in. I had I cleaned out my file cabinet. I had more money coming in. It was like this making space for stuff to come in. And I love that. Is that like where you have people start, or do you have people start with their thoughts?
Do you know what? I go for the path of least resistance. So if it's easier for you to start with your thoughts, if you're one of those people who are used to, kind of thinking about things, then start there. If you're more of a physical person, then start with physical decluttering, like literally going through your house and chucking out stuff that's not coming with you on your next journey. So it really depends. Sometimes, because if you're more of a vocal person, you have to start to declutter how you speak and be very careful about the words that you're putting out into the world. So I believe everything works. You've probably heard me say that a million times. Throw everything at it. Come at it from every single angle you can think of, and something will click for you. Some things will click more than others. So don't think, oh, that doesn't work for me. It's like, well, just try everything. Throw everything at the wall, and something will land, and you'll go, oh yes, okay, I can feel that shift. But decluttering is always where we start. And I know that you're going to put some links to the free manifesting challenge we've got at the moment, because that's the first step of the 5-step manifesting formula. And it is the first place I always go to, whether it's decluttering, as I said, thoughts, actions, words, people, sometimes negative influences in your life. Sometimes when you're at the beginning and you're very vulnerable, you have to shield yourself from other people's energy. So I'm not saying, oh, ditch all your friends and family, but in the short term, maybe you need to declutter their presence there from your life just for a little while, so you can give yourself armor, so you can, then build on your own beliefs without them going, well, how are you going to make money from that? That seems a bit strange. I'm really worried that you're not going to be able to pay your bills. You have to be ruthless with that stuff at the start. Later on, it's not going to bother you as much, but at the beginning of your money journey, you have to be so careful and protective, like it's a little baby. Be very protective of those influences.
Yeah, I remember I had to do that when I really moved into the online world with my creativity, that I had to move away from some of my art friends who were really, they really loved the whole starving artist story and thought it was crazy that I was going to go online and, oh, you'll never make money. I mean, that kind of thing. So I love it. I think about it like with artwork too. I don't necessarily encourage my clients to just share their artwork with everyone right when they start off. It's like finding those encouraging people, like a little baby. You just don't want to just toss it to everybody. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. And that's a great analogy too. You have to just protect your heart for a little while, until you build up a few. Yeah, it's just armor, and part of that armor could be community, having supportive people around you. Part of that armor might be tools like EFT, which we're going to do a little bit later on as well. All of those things help you to protect yourself, not to harden your heart against the world and become cynical and mean and horrible, but just to help you protect that spark. And it could be protecting that creativity, protecting your innocence, and excitement for your goals, protecting your dream, all of that.
Awesome. Now tell me, part of what I know you work with people is to help them increase their prices or to start charging for more. How do you start people in that, like moving that direction?
Well, first of all, when you say to someone, okay, imagine increasing your prices by 20%, right? And straight away, stuff will come up for people. So that's what I do. I don't really care what people charge. It's none of my business what people charge. I never say to them, this is what you should charge. All I'm interested in is your story and your mindset and what you can declutter around that. Because then you are the best person to set your prices. It has to sit well with you energetically. It's got nothing to do with anyone else. So whenever I see people online saying, hey guys, what should I charge for this? I'm always like, nope, nope, nope. Don't do that. Don't crowdsource your pricing, because you're basing your prices on everyone else's money blocks and money insecurities and money stories. And I first learned that from my money mentor, Kendall Summerhawk, when she said, don't base your net worth on somebody else's self-worth. And I was just
Ooh, I
like,
love
oh
that.
my God. Because someone might say to you, with all the authority in their voice that you can imagine, you should never charge more than X for that. And some people have a way about them. I had a friend like this in high school who was so just strong in her conviction in the way that she said things. And they were always made up and, crap. But I always believed her because she was so convicted about it. So if you're asking people, what should I charge? And someone goes, well, I've never seen anyone charge more than X. You're going to take that on. You don't know what that person's story is around money. You don't know where they heard that from. They could have heard that from their dad, who was a banker and hated creativity. They could have been told that by their first art teacher, who was really bitter about creativity. You have no idea. So it has to come from you. So again, it has to not be in a vacuum. You have to actually get into action and think about raising your prices. That's when those stories are going to come up and you're going to go, well, I can't because people will hate me if I charge more than that. Okay, dig deeper. Where did that come from? Who told you that it was unsafe to charge well? Who told you that it was inappropriate to charge money for what you do, or to charge for transformational art or creativity or beauty? That's where you always have to go, because then the right answer will honestly come to you. And it's never set in stone. I always say to people, you can increase your prices as many times as you like. And price is just a marketing tool. It's not a real thing, and you can charge whatever you like. People don't believe me when I say it, but it is true. But your only job is to come up with what are your stories, what are your blockages, what do you need to declutter around that, and then ask yourself, what I always just kind of go, what should I charge for that? And I play around with different numbers until one clicks in my heart, and I go, that's the one. Sometimes I might muscle test. For those of you who are a bit woo-woo, I might do a muscle test and go, this one or this one. Sometimes I pull a tarot card and ask, like, is it this one or this one? Sometimes I flip a coin and then you go, oh, no. And I go, okay, I'll do the other one. I'm like,
I totally know that one. You
coins.
think you're 50-50, but you're actually not. Yeah.
Exactly. So that's why we think too much about price, and we think that there is a price that the market will bear, or there is a price for our industry, or there's a price that our target market will pay and no more. Most of that is story. Most of that is absolutely not true. And I'm not saying, oh, just charge like 50 grand for a piece of crap that you know, that you don't believe in. I'm not saying that at all, but I'm just saying it has to be energetically aligned to you and your true self, not the stories and the crap that you're holding on to.
I love it. So I would, on that note, I would love to like declutter some of this crap that the ladies have right now around story to help kind of get them moving. Can we do
Yes.
some
Can we do some tapping?
tapping?
Tapping. Yes. So those of you who don't know what tapping is, it's emotional freedom technique, otherwise known as EFT. And I discovered this, oh my God, 10 years ago or so. I was working in a consultancy in London, kind of a bit unhappy at my direction in life, very creatively blocked, really desperately wanted to work for myself. And this new secretary came in and she was lovely. She was like, hey, like, can I show you my angel cards? And I was like, what are angel cards? And then she was introduced me to green juices and all this kind of stuff. And she said, I really want to introduce you to this thing called tapping. She gave me her DVDs. And I went home and I watched the DVDs and learned how to do it. Nowadays, you can Google or YouTube EFT for pretty much any ailment you have. It's a form of clearing. You do it on yourself. You can do it very, very quickly. It doesn't require, the full moon to be out, or you don't need to get naked or light a candle. You can do it wherever you are. So you go through a few tapping points on your face and body. If you're somewhere in public and you can't do all the things, even sometimes just tapping on one point is enough, or tapping on your hand. And I actually remember at university, my university lecturer used to tap before her session. And I always wondered, I wonder what that is. And then now you see it popping up everywhere. So as soon as I show you, you will see it. There were people taking videos of Olympians tapping at the recent Olympics before their races. There was a massive big football game in Australia recently, and the captain was seen tapping in between plays. So it's very powerful. I've just got something.
That's cool. I love that.
It's very powerful. So there's two parts to it. One is the tapping on different points. The other side is the mantra. And we say the negative side of what you're thinking about. So an example could be, even though I'm not allowed to charge for my creativity, and then you always end whatever you say with, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. And it just helps to diffuse those stories and diffuse some of that negative energy that you have. So as I said, we'll do it together now, but go and YouTube it as well. And I always teach it in all of my courses too. I teach it in my Lucky Bitch Money Bootcamp. And it's something that I hugely believe in. We've got scripts in there as well for it. Okay, so the first thing what you do is tap on what's called the karate chop point. So it's just those little bits there, and you're using 2 fingers for it. And you just, I keep on having all these pop-ups come up on my phone saying, you've gone over your data. We don't care.
We don't care. We live in abundance.
Exactly. So you just kind of tap with the pads of your fingers at the top. And I want you to think about something that's really kind of a situation. Maybe it's something that you feel about money right now. So you could think of increasing your prices, or how fearful you feel about bills. And just think about it until it's about as high out of 10 intensities you can think of. So something that you're really feeling like at least an 8 out of 10 negatively about. So it could be my bills, clients who owe me money, stress about having to go back to work, no clients, no one wanting to pay me, whatever it is, a story that no one's going to buy my artwork, I'm not allowed to charge for this. So you kind of sit with that and you let yourself wallow in that yuckiness. Okay, now the first tapping point is just on the corner of our eyebrow. And just repeat after me. Even though I'm not allowed to make money.
Even though I'm not allowed to make money.
And the next one is just here beside your eye. Yeah. Even though nobody will pay me for that.
Even though nobody will pay me for that.
Now under your eye. Even though I don't like money.
Even though I don't like money.
I deeply and completely.
I deeply and completely
love and accept myself.
love and accept myself.
Okay, the next one is the moustache point. Even though I had all of these bills,
Even though I had all these bills
now on your chin, and no way of paying them.
and no way of paying them.
Now this is your collarbone one, because nobody will pay me for my creativity.
Because nobody will pay me for my creativity.
I deeply and
I
completely
deeply and completely
love and accept myself.
love and accept myself.
Okay, now this is the monkey one, I call it. It's just under your armpit where your bra strap is. Okay. Even though I have these money blocks.
Even though I have these money blocks.
This one's the top of your head one. And I can't clear them.
And I can't clear them.
I deeply and completely love and accept myself.
I deeply and completely love and accept myself.
And then my chiropractor, she taught me this one as well. You do your wrists together. Yeah. So even though I have these blocks.
Even though I have these blocks.
I deeply and completely love and accept myself.
I deeply and completely love and accept myself.
Cool. And then you just shake it out. Take a deep breath. So the honest truth is, I don't know how EFT works. I can't tell you the science behind it. There are EFT practitioners who can. But what I believe is true is it's a pattern interrupter. It's a way for you to go, oh, wow, I have these beliefs. And sometimes saying them out loud is just enough to diffuse them in yourself, because you start to go, well, that's not true anyway. And even if it was true, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. And I think that's the key. It's the second part, because when you read books from Louise Hay, for example, she cites self-love as being the thing that unravels everything. It takes away everything, and it really helps you to remind yourself, even if I increase my prices, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. What you're really saying to that little baby self of yours is, you're safe. This is safe for you to do this. It's safe for you to release your money blocks. It's safe for you to charge. It's safe for you to make money. And that it's okay. And that's really, really important. So that's why I think, I personally believe that's why we do EFT. And you can do it as many times as you like. Sometimes I'll just do I deeply and completely love and accept myself, just to remind myself it's okay. I'm a nice person. I'm a great person. I accept it. I accept myself. And that's so important. And I actually teach my daughter, who's 2.5. We've been doing tapping with her since she was about 18 months old. And pretty much all we teach her is the I deeply and completely love and accept myself part. And then sometimes we say to her, do you want to tap on anything else? And the other day she goes, even though I hit George, and I just thought, wow, she'd been thinking about that all day. And I was thinking, oh, bless her for releasing that. So the idea is you say the worst thing about yourself that you can imagine out loud. And even if that were true, I love myself anyway.
Oh, I love that. And I love that your daughter, she was tapping. We had Tappy Bear. We had Tappy Bear, and he had little points that we were showing the kids when they were younger. But I love that. Oh,
yeah. One of my boot campers, this is hilarious. She posted in the group a picture of Ryan Gosling shirtless. Oh. And she did these little arrows to show where all the tapping points are. She's like, hey guys, here's a tapping point refresher of where everything is. And I was like, that's pretty good. So I actually now have put that in the official Money Boot Camp.
Well, oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
Yes, we do all these tapping modules, and I'm like, oh, and here's Ryan Gosling. That's going to be easier for you to know.
Yes. Oh, very wonderful, wonderful. Oh, this has been awesome, Denise. I love it. Ladies, you can just go ahead and at any time you can hit pause. You can rewind this, do the tapping session again if you want. Like Denise said, you can also find other things on YouTube. But I know that, Denise, you've got something for our audience that's all about, money manifestation that I would love for them to be able to, to move with, to make some shifts happen now instead of just talking about it, but actually get them doing some movement. I know you can help them. Can you share a little bit about what you're doing?
Absolutely. So we're doing a manifesting challenge at the moment, and it's we go through the 5 steps of manifesting. So declutter is just the first one. And you might be surprised that going into action is number 4. And that's where a lot of people beat themselves up, because they're like, oh, I'm trying to do all these things. Why isn't it working? And I was like, well, because you're sabotaging yourself and you're missing the first 3 steps, and you're, beating yourself up, but you're not ready to take action right now. So have you got a special link for that, by the way, that you want to share?
So you guys are gonna be able to click the link right here below us, but yeah.
Perfect, great. So that's happening right now, and I'm in the comments on that, answering questions. But straight away, pick something that you want to manifest soon. Don't think, oh, it has to be something I want to manifest in the future, or, oh, I want to manifest winning the lottery. Like, pick something that not is small, but is something that you think you can kind of is in your heart that you want to manifest quickly, like kind of in the next couple of months. Excuse me. And work your way through the cheat sheet, work your way through those 5 steps. And I'm actually just about to print out the cheat sheet for myself, because we've got a big manifesting goal at the moment to buy a new house. And I'm going to handwrite it, and I'm going to scan it and send it out to everyone so you can see how that works. It's very, very practical, very, very easy. So make sure you click the link below and sign up for that now, and start going through that process of manifesting.
Awesome. Yeah, I can't wait to see that. And for you in the group, I want you to share in our Facebook group if you are doing that, and share like what's the thing that you want to manifest. I want to know so we can like cheer each other on as well. So thank you, Denise. Idea.
Thank you so much for having me. It's so awesome to speak to creative, people like yourself and with your beautiful audience. And one thing I want to leave you with is a mantra that I say when I am feeling a bit scared about the next level of my life. I put my hand on my heart. So everyone do that now, and take a big deep breath in. And you say, it's my time. You can say, remember, and I'm ready for the next step.
And I'm ready for the next step.
And you will see in the next 24 hours, synchronicities are going to start to happen. The universe will send you an opportunity that might be a little bit scary. And if it is, and you thought, oh my God, I'm not ready for that. I said I was ready, but not for that. Then just put your hand on your heart and just say, it's my time. I'm ready for the next step. And that means you can stop worrying about Mercury retrograde, or waiting for the full moon, or waiting for the perfect time or someone to give you permission. It's about really claiming in yourself. It is your time. There's never been a better time to step up and be a leader, be a spiritual mentor, be a creative, be an artist, be abundant. There's never been a better time. And you are totally ready for that next step, and you're ready to step into it.
Yes! Dropping the mic. Woo! Awesome. All right, ladies, we'll see you in the Facebook group again. Thank you so much. And go ahead, click the link below, and can't wait to see what you're manifesting, ladies. All right.
Yay.
Bye.